What is up, guys? BNC Outdoors here. Got a cool little video going for you. I want to show you guys today how to make an alcohol stove out of just a plain old soda can, just an empty soda can. So it's good in a pinch to make a good little camping stove. Alcohol, just a bottle of rubbing alcohol from Walmart or wherever. You can get it wherever. So I'll show you how I'm going to do this. It's really cool for camping. You just throw it in your backpack, that kind of thing. So first thing you got to do is you're going to start a hole right in the middle with a knife. Pretty good size hole. Get started, and then I switch over to scissors, because scissors typically make a cleaner cut all the way around the can. So you can see the little burrs on there. You want to be careful of those. Alright, so first things first, try to square it up the best you can. How I do that is I just start a little tiny cut on the edge and I go right around, trying to keep it as even as possible, cutting down any high spots. This has to fit down inside this, so it needs to be kind of level. It's going to stop about right there at the turn, so I got quite a bit to cut off of this side, because I want this, so the bottom of this to be even with this when I put it inside of it, and then I want the top of this to be even with this ring right here. Okay. Alright, so now that we got these really close to the bottom of this being to this line, and the top of this being to this line on this can. That's exactly what we want to do. Now, we're going to take a knife. This is the hard part. This is the tedious part. So right here on the curvature, like right here where this like shoulder happens, you're going to take the back of your knife and you're going to press it inward. Two fingers inside. Be careful, don't cut yourself. You're going to press in. You're going to create a crease all the way up. And this is very easily, you can very easily cut yourself. You got to be super careful. Right there. Now you're going to keep doing this in increments all the way around the can. About a ½ inch, 3/4 of an inch apart, all the way around until you meet on the other side. So basically a finger width. You're going to place this finger next to this little ripple you just made. You're going to place your finger here, double them in there, and then press in between your fingers. So once you're done, you're going to have a ripple all the way across. See those lines? They go all the way up and they stop right on that hump. Right on that hump. Now, that being said, this is going to allow the size difference for this can to fit inside this can. It takes a little bit of work. If it becomes too difficult, you can always bend in a little more. Now, once I got it in here, oh, look at that. See those? This is why you need this to line up pretty close. That little divot right there is where it stops. Now you can see all of those little holes, all those little lines. Now, we need to cut the top out. You can do that part first if you'd like. I didn't this time, but that's okay. Alright, now at this point, we just got an empty thing, empty hole in the middle. And all those little divots are right around. Now, sometimes it does take some modification. Sometimes it takes a little more bending, but we're gonna test it out and see if it works. Okay, for this test, we're not going to put a whole lot of alcohol in here. Right here, rubbing alcohol. This is 91% alcohol. I'm sure it's open, and it is. We're just going to put a little bit in here because we don't need much for a test. And just a little bit. Let me see if I can get you. You see it in there? I mean, there's not much. Like I say, you don't need much to test it out. Just a little now. 91% is obviously the best. It burns the best. It puts off more vapor. Sometimes what you can do, heat the bottom of the can. This works really well with 50% alcohol, because 50% alcohol doesn't give off very much vapor because it's half water. But you heat the alcohol up a little, it gives off a little more vapor, and typically it'll light right up. Now, point it down here so you can see it. So, whoop, 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 whoop. Check it out. Check it out. See those little slits I cut? The little slits. Okay, half of them are working, half of them aren't. So I need to modify a little bit. So this whole side is working very well. This whole side, however, is not. So that means I either need to cut the bottom off of it, a little bit more on that side, or I need to make my creases a little deeper. This is going to be hot, so you got to be very careful. So it just takes a little modification, but you see that? I mean, each little individual flame from every one of those creases creates like a burner. You set a pot on top of this, and it'll boil water. So these are fantastic little stoves. Let me move my arm out of the way so my other camera can see it. These are fantastic little stoves. You just got to tweak it a little bit. So I'm gonna modify this one, but obviously I got to let it cool off a little. But I need to cut a little sliver off the bottom to allow more gas to come out and up those holes, and I'm going to make the creases a little bit deeper as well, just to make sure that it's allowing the vapor to go up through those. Starting to die off here. The alcohol's almost burned off. So I mean, that was just a little spurt of alcohol in that can, and it burned for, I don't know, 30 seconds to a minute, somewhere in that range. What I have found, about 2 ounces of alcohol, or this little can full, will burn for about 20 minutes. So, and that usually is long enough to boil water. If it isn't, just take the pot off, fill it back up, relight it, boom, you're good to go again. So it's still burning a little bit. Like I said, I'm going to modify this a little bit. You just keep tweaking with the bottom of the inside can, shaving off the bottom, creating your creases a little deeper if some of your burners do not work, and it will work perfectly. These are great little stoves. Obviously I got to let this one burn out. It's going to be so hot that I can't touch it to modify it right now, but I hope this is something that you guys can use. I've used it on many camping trips. I mean, it's a pop can. If you've got one on a camping trip with you, you can make one of these in 10 minutes or less. Or if nothing else, you can make one at home and you can literally just throw it in your bag. The worst that can happen is that it gets crushed and you have to make a new one. If you don't want that to happen, you can put it inside of some sort of little container or make sure it's in a safe pocket, and you're good to go. And these are fantastic stoves, and if you want it really hot, you can do 2 or 3 of them, put them together, light them all at the same time, then you got 3 burners or 2 burners, or ever how many you decide. Or if you want to set them up and you want to cook more than one thing, you got a skillet over here and a pot of water over here to make coffee. Whatever you need, you can do with this. I mean, it's a soda can. They're everywhere. So I hope you guys can use this on your next camping trip, your next hunt, whatever that may be. And if you like this kind of stuff, hit that subscribe button for us. Follow us along here at BNC Outdoors. We're always camping and fishing and hunting and just doing all sorts of outdoor stuff. And anything that I can think of that can help you guys out just like this, I'm going to put it on this channel. So hit that subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button as well to support us here at this channel. And as always, thank you guys for watching.